Sleep isn't just rest, it's repair. And as you age, the wrong habits at night could silently rob you of your energy, memory, and even years off your life. Most seniors don't realize these 7 common bedtime mistakes are damaging their heart, brain, and immune system night after night. If you're over 60, you cannot afford to ignore this. Fix these now or face the hidden health consequences no one warns you about. Greetings. It brings me a sense of quiet purpose to connect with you today, particularly those of us who have gathered the wisdom of many seasons. We are here to discuss something fundamental to our vitality, our clarity of mind, and our overall well-being, the sacred ritual of sleep. Yet, lurking in the shadows of our nightly routines are habits, 7 in particular, that I must gently yet firmly call deadly for seniors. Not to instill fear, but to awaken awareness. For these are not mere inconveniences, they can silently erode your health, diminish your joy, and impact your precious years. Many are unaware they are even practicing them, but awareness is the first step to reclamation. We will journey through these 7, one by one, and I implore you to stay with me, for the final habit we uncover is often the most overlooked, yet holds a profound key to unlocking truly restorative rest and vibrant health. Missing this could mean continuing a cycle of unseen harm. This knowledge is too vital to ignore. The first habit we must gently dismantle is the tyranny of an irregular sleep schedule. Our bodies, much like the tides and the seasons, thrive on rhythm, on a predictable cadence. Within each of us beats an internal clock, a master conductor known as the circadian rhythm. This remarkable system orchestrates countless bodily functions, including the delicate dance of sleep and wakefulness. When we subject this intricate mechanism to erratic bedtimes and wake-up times, staying up late one night, rising exceptionally early the next, sleeping in excessively on other days, we throw this natural orchestra into disarray. For seniors, the consequences of this internal chaos can be particularly pronounced. As we age, our circadian rhythms can naturally become less robust, making them more susceptible to disruption. An inconsistent sleep schedule can further weaken this system, leading to a cascade of unwelcome effects. You might find it increasingly difficult to fall asleep when you desire, or you might awaken frequently during the night, feeling unrefreshed upon rising. This isn't merely a matter of feeling tired, it goes much deeper. This chronic disruption can impair cognitive function, memory consolidation, clear thinking, and decision-making processes, all of which are vital for maintaining independence and engagement with life, rely heavily on consistent, quality sleep. When sleep is fragmented due to an erratic schedule, the brain doesn't get the uninterrupted cycles it needs to perform these crucial housekeeping tasks. This can manifest as brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and even an increased risk over time for more serious cognitive decline. Furthermore, an unstable sleep pattern can impact your physical health. It can dysregulate hormones that control appetite, leading to unhealthy food cravings and potential weight gain. It can affect blood sugar metabolism, increasing the risk or exacerbating conditions like type 2 diabetes. It can strain the cardiovascular system, contributing to fluctuations in blood pressure. Even your immune system, your body's vital defense against illness, is compromised when it doesn't receive the restorative benefits of regular sleep. You might find yourself more susceptible to common infections, and recovery times may be longer. The path to reclaiming this rhythm is one of gentle consistency. Strive to establish a fixed bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends or days when your schedule is less demanding. Aim for a window of consistency, perhaps within an hour each way. This doesn't mean rigid adherence that causes stress, but a mindful effort to honor your body's need for predictability. If you've been accustomed to a highly variable schedule, make these changes gradually. Shift your bedtime and wake-up time by 15-30 minutes every few days until you reach your desired, consistent pattern. Think of it as tending a delicate plant. It needs consistent watering, consistent sunlight. Your sleep needs that same thoughtful, regular attention. By anchoring your sleep-wake cycle, you are not just aiming for more hours of sleep. You are aiming for a higher quality of sleep, a deeper restoration that allows your body and mind to function optimally. This simple yet profound act of consistency is a cornerstone of healthy aging, a gift of vitality you give yourself each day and each night. The second habit that can quietly sabotage a senior's precious nighttime rest is what I call the deceptive comfort of excessive or ill-timed napping. A brief, well-placed nap can indeed be a refreshing interlude, a small oasis in the day. However, for many seniors, napping can easily become a double-edged sword, particularly when naps are too long, too frequent, or taken too late in the afternoon. As we journey through our later years, our sleep patterns naturally undergo changes. We might experience lighter sleep, more frequent awakenings during the night, and sometimes a reduced overall sleep duration. This can lead to daytime drowsiness, making the allure of a nap almost irresistible. And while a short nap of perhaps 20 to 30 minutes earlier in the day can sometimes help to restore alertness without significantly impacting nighttime sleep, the problem arises when these naps extend beyond this brief window or creep into the later hours of the afternoon. Consider what happens when you take a long nap, say an hour or more, especially after 3 or 4 p.m. You are essentially discharging a significant portion of your sleep drive, that natural accumulation of sleepiness that builds throughout your waking hours and helps you fall asleep and stay asleep at night. When bedtime arrives, if your sleep drive has been substantially depleted by a late, long nap, your body simply isn't as primed for a full night of restorative slumber. You may find yourself tossing and turning, unable to drift off, or waking up after only a few hours, feeling frustrated and even more tired the next day, thus perpetuating a cycle of poor nighttime sleep and excessive daytime napping. This cycle can be particularly detrimental for seniors. The fragmentation of nighttime sleep caused by this pattern means you're less likely to achieve the deep, restorative stages of sleep, such as slow-wave sleep and REM sleep. These stages are crucial for physical repair, memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and overall brain health. Chronic deprivation of these stages can contribute to feelings of fatigue that naps only temporarily mask, increased irritability, difficulty concentrating, and a general decline in your quality of life. Furthermore, if underlying sleep disorders like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome are contributing to your poor nighttime sleep and subsequent daytime drowsiness, excessive napping merely papers over the cracks without addressing the root cause. In such cases, the naps provide a false sense of solution, while the underlying condition continues to exert its negative effects on your health. So, how do we approach napping with wisdom? If you find yourself needing a nap, try to keep it short, ideally no more than 30 minutes. This duration is often enough to provide a boost in alertness without leading to sleep inertia, that groggy feeling after a long nap, or significantly impacting your nighttime sleep pressure. Timing is also crucial. Aim to nap earlier in the day, preferably before 2 p.m. This allows ample time for your sleep drive to rebuild before your intended bedtime. If you are consistently feeling the need for long or frequent naps, it's a signal from your body that warrants deeper investigation. Instead of simply succumbing to the nap, consider it a symptom. Could it be your nighttime sleep quality is poor due to other habits we will discuss? Are there underlying health issues or medication side effects at play? This is a conversation to have with your trusted healthcare provider. Embrace the light of day. Exposure to natural daylight, especially in the morning, helps to anchor your circadian rhythm and can improve daytime alertness, potentially reducing the urge for excessive napping. Gentle physical activity, as appropriate for your abilities, can also boost energy levels and improve nighttime sleep quality. Naps can be a friend, but like any friend, their influence depends on balance and timing. By approaching napping with mindfulness and an understanding of its potential pitfalls, seniors can harness its benefits without inadvertently sabotaging the far more crucial gift of a full and restorative night's sleep. This balance is key to maintaining vitality and well-being. We have now uncovered two common yet subtle saboteurs of restful sleep: the chaos of an irregular schedule and the deceptive allure of poorly managed naps. These are foundational. But the next habit we delve into involves substances many consume daily, often without realizing their profound and lasting impact on the sanctity of our nightly rest, particularly as our bodies change with age. The information that follows could very well be the missing piece in your puzzle for achieving deeper, more peaceful slumber. Do not miss it. The third deadly habit we must illuminate is the consumption of stimulants, particularly caffeine and nicotine, too late in the day. These substances, while offering a temporary lift or a moment of perceived calm, cast a long and often disruptive shadow over our ability to achieve deep, restorative sleep, especially as seniors whose metabolisms may process these compounds differently than in younger years. Caffeine is perhaps the most ubiquitous stimulant found not only in coffee and tea, but also in sodas, chocolate, certain pain relievers, and even some decaffeinated beverages in trace amounts. Its primary mechanism is to block adenosine, a neurotransmitter in your brain that promotes relaxation and sleepiness as it accumulates throughout the day. When adenosine is blocked by caffeine, you feel more alert and awake. While this can be helpful in the morning, consuming caffeine in the afternoon or evening means it can still be actively working against your natural sleep drive when bedtime arrives. For seniors, the effects of caffeine can be even more pronounced and prolonged. The half-life of caffeine, the time it takes for your body to eliminate half of the substance, can extend with age. This means that a cup of coffee consumed at 3 p.m. might still be significantly impacting your system at 9 p.m. or even later, making it difficult to fall asleep, reducing total sleep time, and decreasing the quality of sleep by reducing deep sleep stages. You might find yourself experiencing more frequent awakenings, a restless night, and waking up feeling unrefreshed, even if you think you slept for a reasonable duration. This insidious effect often goes unrecognized, with individuals attributing their poor sleep to other factors, unaware that their late afternoon tea or piece of chocolate is a primary culprit. Nicotine, found in tobacco products, is another potent stimulant that severely disrupts sleep. While some smokers believe it relaxes them, nicotine actually stimulates the adrenal glands to release adrenaline, a hormone that increases heart rate, blood pressure, and brain activity, all counterproductive to falling asleep. Smokers often experience more difficulty falling asleep, more fragmented sleep, and less deep sleep compared to non-smokers. Furthermore, as nicotine levels drop during the night, withdrawal symptoms can cause awakenings, prompting the urge to smoke, further fragmenting sleep in a vicious cycle. For seniors whose sleep architecture may already be more fragile, the impact of nicotine can be devastating to sleep quality and overall health, compounding the already significant health risks associated with smoking. Even seemingly benign sources of stimulation need careful consideration. Certain medications, including some decongestants, asthma inhalers, and even some blood pressure or thyroid medications, can have stimulant effects. It is vital to discuss with your doctor or pharmacist whether any of your prescribed or over-the-counter medications might be interfering with your sleep, and if alternative timing or formulations are possible. The wisdom here lies in mindful timing and moderation, or in some cases, complete avoidance. Consider making caffeine a morning-only ritual. If you enjoy warm beverages in the afternoon or evening, opt for truly caffeine-free herbal teas like chamomile, valerian root, or peppermint. Be a detective about hidden sources of caffeine in your diet and medications. If you smoke, the most profound gift you can give your sleep and your overall health is to seek support and resources to quit. The benefits to your sleep quality can be noticeable relatively quickly after cessation. Create a conscious cutoff point for all stimulants several hours before your intended bedtime. A common recommendation is at least 6 to 8 hours for caffeine. Listen to your body. Some individuals are more sensitive than others. The goal is to allow these substances to clear your system sufficiently so they do not interfere with your body's natural transition into rest. By banishing these lingering shadows from your evenings, you create a much clearer path for the gentle embrace of peaceful, uninterrupted sleep, which is so vital for healthy aging and daily well-being. The fourth habit that frequently acts as a barrier to serene sleep for seniors is the consumption of heavy meals or an overabundance of fluids too close to bedtime. While nourishing our bodies is essential, the timing and nature of our evening intake can significantly influence our ability to rest comfortably and soundly through the night. Our digestive system, like other bodily systems, has its own rhythm. It is most efficient during our active daytime hours. When we present it with a large, rich, or spicy meal late in the evening, we are essentially asking it to perform strenuous work at a time when it should be winding down for rest and repair. This can lead to a variety of discomforts that directly interfere with sleep. Indigestion, heartburn, bloating, and general abdominal discomfort can make it difficult to find a comfortable position to fall asleep and can cause awakenings throughout the night. For seniors who may already experience a natural slowing of digestion or be more prone to acid reflux, these effects can be amplified. The body, instead of focusing on the restorative processes of sleep, is preoccupied with the demanding task of digestion. Spicy or highly acidic foods consumed in the evening are notorious for triggering heartburn, a condition where stomach acid flows back into the esophagus, causing a painful burning sensation, especially when lying down. Fatty foods, while providing satiety, also take longer to digest and can sit heavily in the stomach, leading to discomfort. Even overly sugary foods or large portions of carbohydrates close to bedtime can cause fluctuations in blood sugar that might disrupt sleep patterns. The issue of fluid intake in the evening is another critical consideration, particularly for seniors. While staying adequately hydrated throughout the day is vital for health, consuming large amounts of water, tea, juice, or any beverage in the hours leading up to bed significantly increases the likelihood of nocturia, the need to wake up multiple times during the night to urinate. Each awakening, however brief, fragments sleep architecture, pulling you out of deeper, more restorative sleep stages. Over time, this chronic sleep interruption contributes to daytime fatigue, cognitive fuzziness, and an increased risk of falls if one is navigating a dark room in a groggy state. While certain medical conditions or medications can contribute to nocturia, managing evening fluid intake is a key behavioral strategy that can offer significant relief. The wisdom then lies in mindful timing and moderation of your evening sustenance. Aim to have your main evening meal at least 2 to 3 hours before your intended bedtime. This allows ample time for digestion to be well underway before you lie down. Opt for lighter, easily digestible foods in the evening. If you find yourself hungry closer to bedtime, a small, bland snack, perhaps a few crackers, a small piece of fruit like a banana, or a warm glass of milk, if tolerated, is preferable to a substantial meal. Pay attention to how different foods affect you personally, as individual sensitivities vary. Regarding fluids, focus on hydrating well throughout the morning and afternoon. Begin to taper your fluid intake in the 2 to 3 hours before bed. Sip rather than gulp if you are thirsty. Empty your bladder right before you get into bed. This simple adjustment can make a remarkable difference in reducing nighttime awakenings. Of course, if nocturia is persistent despite these measures, or if it's a new or worsening symptom, it's important to discuss it with your healthcare provider to rule out or manage any underlying medical causes. By treating your digestive system with kindness in the evening and managing your fluid intake with foresight, you create an internal environment that is conducive to uninterrupted rest. You allow your body to dedicate its nighttime resources to the crucial tasks of repair, rejuvenation, and memory consolidation, rather than grappling with digestive distress or a full bladder. This mindful approach to your evening consumption is another pillar supporting the sanctuary of a peaceful night's sleep, a sanctuary that is so essential for vibrant aging. We've now explored how the body's internal rhythms, its response to stimulants, and even the timing of our nourishment can profoundly impact our sleep. These are largely physiological, but what about the mind? The next habit we'll discuss concerns a very common oversight in preparing for sleep, one that leaves the mind racing when it should be calming. Understanding and rectifying this could be the simplest, yet most transformative, change you make for your nightly peace. And remember, the most crucial habit, the one that ties many threads together, is still to come. The fifth habit that frequently steals peaceful slumber from seniors is the neglect of a dedicated wind-down routine, a sacred transitional period between the activity and stimulation of the day and the anticipated stillness of the night. In our modern, often fast-paced world, it's all too common to rush from daytime tasks, screen engagement, or stimulating conversations directly into bed, expecting our minds and bodies to instantly switch off. This, however, is akin to expecting a speeding chariot to halt instantaneously without a gradual slowing of the horses. It rarely works and often leads to frustration and restless nights. Our minds, in particular, need time to transition. If we carry the worries of the day, the mental replays of conversations, or the stimulation from engaging content directly to our pillow, the brain remains in an activated state. This cognitive arousal is a primary enemy of sleep onset. You might find yourself lying in bed, your body tired, but your mind buzzing with thoughts, unable to find the off switch. For seniors who may already experience changes in sleep patterns that make falling asleep more challenging, the absence of a wind-down period can significantly exacerbate these difficulties. A wind-down routine serves as a clear signal to your body and mind that the day is concluding and the time for rest is approaching. It is a conscious practice of destimulation, a gentle easing of the mental and physical gears. This period, ideally lasting from 30 minutes to an hour before bed, should be filled with activities that promote relaxation and calm. What might such a routine include? The specifics can be tailored to your personal preferences, but the underlying principle is a move towards quietude and serenity. Consider activities such as reading a physical book or magazine, avoiding stimulating electronic screens, which we will discuss further. Listening to calming music, perhaps classical, ambient sounds, or gentle nature recordings can be profoundly soothing. Engaging in light stretching or gentle yoga designed for relaxation can help release physical tension accumulated during the day. A warm bath, perhaps with Epsom salts or a few drops of lavender essential oil, can relax muscles and also causes a slight drop in body temperature upon exiting, which can signal to the body that it's time for sleep. Practicing mindfulness or meditation, even for just 10-15 minutes, can be incredibly effective in quieting a racing mind. Simple breathing exercises, focusing on slow, deep diaphragmatic breaths, can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and digest mode, countering the fight or flight response that stress often triggers. Journaling can also be a valuable tool. Writing down any worries, to-do lists for the next day, or reflections on things you are grateful for can help to clear them from your mind, preventing them from circling endlessly as you try to sleep. The key is consistency and intention. Make this wind-down period a non-negotiable part of your evening. Protect this time. Inform family members that this is your quiet time. Dim the lights in your environment during this period, as decreasing light exposure helps to stimulate the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Avoid engaging in stressful conversations, paying bills, watching emotionally charged television programs, or scrolling through social media during this sacred hour. These activities are the antithesis of winding down. They are winding up. Think of this routine not as another chore, but as an act of profound self-care, an investment in your well-being. It is an acknowledgement that your mind, like your body, needs gentle preparation for the profound journey of sleep. By consciously creating this buffer zone, this oasis of calm before bed, you are not only increasing your chances of falling asleep more easily, but also improving the overall quality and restorative power of your slumber. This simple, yet often overlooked, practice can transform your relationship with sleep, turning bedtime from a source of anxiety into a welcome embrace.